Matisse Thybulle was the 20th pick in this year's NBA draft. A senior out of Washington University, the 6'5" guard really made a name for himself by playing amazing defense in college. I think that Thybulle has the potential to be one of the biggest sleepers in this year's draft, but before we look at Thybulle's on-court performance, we should take a look at his story and the path that he took to get to the NBA. Thybulle has been through some hard times in his life, but I believe that these moments of hardship have made him a better person and a better basketball player. While Thybulle was born in Arizona, he spent 7 of the first 9 years of his life in Australia. He didn't play much basketball while he was there, as he was more interested in swimming. In fact, Thybulle couldn't even make layups consistently until 8th grade, when at that time his coordination finally began to match his speed. He worked his way up to be a 3-star recruit and eventually chose to play at the University of Washington because of his relationship with head coach Lorenzo Romar. Unfortunately, Thybulle's mom, Elizabeth, was never able to see him play for Washington because she passed away of leukemia when Thybulle was just 17 years old. Elizabeth wanted to ensure that Matisse and his sister Chloe were able to live out their childhood lives normally. She didn't want them to worry about fighting cancer, as she believed that it wasn't their fight to begin with. The love that she had for other people and her desire to want to help them is something that Matisse really was able to learn from. After all, Elizabeth was a doctor and devoted her life to helping people, and Matisse wanted to do the same after she passed away. When the 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit Haiti in 2010, Elizabeth volunteered her time to help the Haitian people, and on the anniversary of her passing, Matisse goes to the hospital and brings gifts and thank you cards for the nurses who cared for his mom. In addition to doing this, when he was in college, Matisse always had more gear than he needed, and he kept this surplus of clothing so that when he saw someone on the street or in need, he would give his gear away. These are just a few of the ways that Matisse has honored his mom's memory, and now that he's in the NBA, he has an even bigger platform to help people. Matisse's dad has said about him, "Matisse had 2 bills that needed to be paid to his mother and I. Number 1 was paid on June 15th when he graduated from UW. That was the cake. The icing on the cake was getting to the NBA. His commitment to achieving his dreams paid the second bill." It's clear at this point that Matisse is playing for more than just himself, he's playing in honor of his mom. He even wears the number 4 on his jersey because that was his mom's favorite number, and that was the number that he wanted to adopt as his own. And it makes sense that Matisse is very motivated when he's on the court, because you can definitely see that in the way that he plays defense. In college, Matisse managed to snag the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year award 2 years in a row, and in his senior year, he also won the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year award, which is given to the best defender in college basketball. In addition to this, in his senior year, he was the league leader in steals for the entire NCAA, and he also passed Gary Payton to become the conference leader in career steals with 331. He was also the first player in Pac-12 history with 2 100 steal seasons. And as if that wasn't enough, he also tied Washington's career blocks record of 186, and he is the only player in Huskies history to be ranked in the top 10 in both career steals and blocks. He is also the only player in college basketball history to play in a Power 5 conference and averaged 3 steals and 2 blocks in a single season. Now, Thybulle is only 6'5", and he was able to put up these crazy numbers in college, but his height might be a factor in determining whether or not his game can translate to the NBA. In the Summer League, Thybulle averaged 2 steals and 1.2 blocks per game, and while the Summer League shouldn't be taken too seriously when it comes to translating from college to the NBA, it's good to see that Thybulle can guard better players and still put up similar numbers to those that he did in college. He shot about 41% from the field in his senior year in college, but he upped that to 43% in the Summer League. He's also not a terrible 3-point shooter, and he can continue to get better at that because it's clear that he has the motivation to want to be the best that he can. His defense will always be there, and if he can develop a good jump shot, he could turn out to be one of the biggest steals of this draft. And with that, this video comes to an end. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that Matisse Thybulle ends up being a great NBA player. He definitely deserves it after the tragedy that he's been through in his life, and it's really admirable to see the way that he keeps fighting. But the one thing I know for sure is that he will definitely be someone who gives back to the community, because that's the way he was raised and that's what he believes in. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe, and comment, as there is a lot more content on the way.